was our second autumn at Hilltop Cottage, and the autumn started with some foggy mornings in October. The wildflowers we planted in the springtime were still in bloom, and the cows from our neighbor's fields were in the back meadow. In this simple living video, I'm going to share decorating at Hilltop Cottage for autumn and for Halloween. I'm going to share a little bit about my ideas of a vintage and nostalgic Halloween time. We are going to carve some pumpkins at my cousin's party. He has a pumpkin party every year, and visit the haunted houses at Lake Compounce. I'm also going to share a couple recipes with you and some of my favorite magazines. So I hope that you enjoyed this video, and thank you for visiting Hilltop Cottage. Summertime, oh, who am I kidding? Year round, I love using strawberry themed decorations and lemon themed decor. I love strawberry and lemons. I'm not quite sure why, but I do. And so it's always a little sad saying goodbye. So I like to replace them with some gentle autumnal patterns and tartans like this one here. I use a lot of tablecloths in my decorating because it's such a simple way to change the look of an entire room by changing the linens without having to buy a bunch of stuff and knickknacks. So I usually use linens, tablecloths, garlands, napkins, and dishes that I use seasonally. These are items that I use year after year, so when I take them out for the season, it feels like greeting old friends. Since we now rent Hilltop Cottage, we've always rented really tiny apartments before. We've been in a lot of factories and studio apartments, and I didn't have any room to store or own any decorations. So since moving to the house last year, I've been purchasing little items that I hope to use year after year after year. Most of the items we use in our cottage are thrifted, including these Liberty Blue plates. If you've watched my prior videos, you might recall these memory lane dishes. They're from 1965, and I've been thrifting them and collecting over the past few years. I almost have a complete set, and I have a lot of extra plates and bowls because I like using them for family gatherings in the fall when I host my harvest picnic. I purchased these leaf garlands last year with every intention on reusing them, and I did. See, so when I do buy something new, I do think long term how I'm going to use it. Last week I thought to myself, there's no way I am decorating the hutch for fall. It is still summer. The leaves are green, it's warm out, I'm going swimming, and then yesterday it was cold and gray and rainy and the leaves are starting to change. And today it's bright and sunny, but it's so crisp outside and it feels like the first day of real fall and autumn. So I did take out some of the garlands. I put up this garland today. I took out the memory lane plates and dishes, and the pumpkin pie and apple pie garland I made a few years ago out of felt, and also my pumpkin candles. I don't buy a lot of candles in jars anymore. I make my own, but I bought these last year because when they're done, I didn't use them too much last year. I should use them more. But when they're done, I'm going to reuse them for beeswax candles. And yeah, so it's starting to feel like autumn just in this corner, and also on the fireplace mantle downstairs I have a garland. But yeah, no Halloween is going up until October. It's just starting to feel like autumn, so I'm taking out the browns, the oranges, mixing them with the blues and yellows, so it still has that end of summer going into fall feel. And sadly it is time to put away all the strawberry stuff. I do love all my strawberry tea sets and strawberries, but it's time for pumpkins. And there we have it. Fall has come to Hilltop Cottage. Fall is arriving to Hilltop Cottage. I have my cozy Hello Pumpkin mug from last year out and ready. I have some cozy green tea in here. It is chilly today, but I will be pulling out all my autumn teas, the apples, the cinnamons, all the cozy vibes. And I wanted to share that this year for fall, autumn, the whole season, and for Halloween, which I'm not decorating for yet, but I do intend to have a 90s New England autumn this year, full-on 90s Halloween. For me, I grew up in the 90s, so it's very nostalgic for me. It was a beautiful time. I felt like the movies were just perfect for Halloween. You had Beetlejuice came out in the late 80s, and then it was followed by other Tim Burton films, you know, Nightmare Before Christmas. We had Casper, we had The Little Vampire, the Addams Family movies. The 90s was a phenomenal time for Halloween films. Of course, Hocus Pocus, you know, and so I want to bring back that, to me, that quintessential New England autumn, that New England 90s Halloween. If you grew up in the 70s, 80s, the 50s, the 40s, the 90s, whatever decade it was, that's probably the most nostalgic for you for Halloween, because that's when you had your childhood Halloweens. And I think each decade brought something new to the table, especially the 60s. You know, you had some fun music, you had the Monster Mash, and then you had some great television shows from the 60s and 70s, Bewitched, Genie. So all these fun magical shows. You had the cartoon of Casper, and then of course you had the original Addams Family television show. So depending on what decade you were in as your childhood, that Halloween is probably the most nostalgic for you. For me, I think the 90s was the best because I'm biased. I grew up in the 90s. I have a soft spot for those, the movies, what it was like being in the 90s, going trick-or-treating as a kid was something else. It was so magical, and I catch glimpses of it here in Litchfield County. Definitely around Halloween time you see the kids outside going house to house, the scarecrows in the meadow, the decorations. It's that very old school feel, that just simple, it goes back to more simpler times. And so that's the feeling I want to recapture for Halloween this year. I know it's a little early for Halloween, but I am doing some of my planning and thinking, and I got these nostalgic little pumpkin baskets that reminded me of the ones I had when I was a kid. And so I got 2 of them, and I'm going to put some fake candles in here, maybe even some real ones, and put them by the door, just for that fun old school look. And yeah, so that's my vibe for my autumn. I want that old school 90s autumn. I would like that practical magic feeling, that hocus pocus feeling. Monet, you're always meowing when I'm talking. Hi, baby. I hope you will join me for a 90s nostalgic New England autumn, all about Halloween Town and Hocus Pocus, practical magic, Casper, the Addams Family, all the New England autumn Halloween vibes. That's what I'm going for, and I hope you'll join me and we'll do that together. Let's watch all the cozy 90s movies, the shows, we'll listen to some fun music and decorate and basically explore New England like it's 1998. It is the first day of October, October 1st. I've had quite a day, so I'm on my way to a job. I'm in Waterbury right now. And, but yeah, I just parked and I bought myself a pumpkin. It's like a pumpkin latte. They said they're coffee, but they can make it for me without coffee. It's my first pumpkin thing of the season. I don't start in September. I'm not huge on pumpkin drinks, but it felt seasonal and it felt like a good pick-me-up for today. So I gotta run. Work doesn't wait for anybody. Hey, Monet. Come here. Come here. We are in the TV room. Madeline's in here. She's resting on the other chair. Monet's exploring the room. He's a bit curious why I'm setting up the camera. And so you'll hear him a little bit in the background, but I just finished up my work day. It has been a week. It's been a really stressful week, and autumn is supposed to be that beautiful time of year where everyone slows down, but for me as a wedding photographer it gets busy, but also with work, with my job, things have just been really hectic and really stressful, and I'm feeling very burnt out. And so I'm definitely going to try to slow down the autumn season. I don't have a big list of to-dos. I think usually I'm like, oh, I want to do this, this, and this, and I have this wonderful autumn checklist of things I want to explore, places I want to go, activities I want to do. And this year I'm just really simplifying it. I almost didn't do the harvest picnic. But so many of my family members loved it so much last year that they've asked me to do it again. And I do want my harvest picnic to be an annual family event. But this year is just so stressed with time and budget and all that stuff. So ideally I would have it the last weekend of September, the first weekend of October. I can't do that right now, it's too busy. So it's gonna be the first weekend of November. So I have plenty of time to plan. But I am just trying to make the most of my days. Gosh, I'm so tired when the day's done. I'm exhausted now. I've had a headache all day. But I'm also really grateful that work is over now and I just get to have a quiet moment to myself. When Matthew gets home from work, we're gonna go for a walk, a nice little hike, somewhere in nature to look at all these beautiful autumn leaves that are starting to turn here. But I thought I'd share some of the autumn things that have been brightening an otherwise dreary week. Even though today, thankfully, it's been really sunny the past few days. It's been beautiful outside, thank heavens. But I have my pumpkin mug out. It's definitely, time for autumn. This one I got from Home Goods. It has a lid just like my strawberry one that I use for summer, and it's adorable. It's the Lang design. I really love their hand-painted pottery. It's so cute and affordable and items that I could just reuse forever and ever and ever. I'm very big on that. When I buy anything, I want to make sure it's something that I'll reuse forever and not just for a season or because it's trendy. That's why you will never see me with like a Stanley water bottle. Not that I have anything against Stanleys or Yetis or any of that. It's just that I already have a water bottle. It's a glass water bottle. It's perfectly fine. And so that's just how I am. But I have been getting some autumn decor a little bit. Things that I do look for when I'm shopping are like linens. I love linens that I could reuse, tablecloths, napkins, hand towels. As you can see, here's this pillowcases. I have not decorated the tea room for Halloween yet. I started doing some autumn. As you can see, these are the leaves I bought last year and I'm reusing this year. This year I found this really cute garland. It has little cats and pumpkins, and the black cats reminded me of our little Madeline. And it was really adorable. So I just absolutely love this one. I'm gonna hang it up. I'm also making my own pumpkin felt garland with some little pumpkin faces and wooden beads. That's a project I'm working on. These are the 2 tablecloths I picked up for the tea room for Halloween. They just reminded me, look at this one. It's by Shabby Chic. It's orange and black with the pumpkins. Very traditional, very simple. I love a nice primitive linen or a nice good old-fashioned old world kind of linen. And then this one here has this really fun bat, pumpkin, and ghost print. Yeah, you see Monet? And so it has this really fun little print on it, and it just reminded me of a 90s Halloween. Oh, 90s Halloweens. 90s Halloweens. I mean, maybe it's because I was a kid growing up in the 90s, but I just love the aesthetic, the look, the vibes of a 90s Halloween, a 90s New England autumn. Growing up in New England in autumn time in the 90s was beautiful. It was so much fun. And so I'm trying to recreate that feeling. And the thing about the 90s Halloween is that it played a lot into other vintage Halloweens, different decades. My mom was a child in the 1960s, and so there's things from the 1960s like records, the Monster Mash, those songs like that, the Addams Family, and a lot of that came back in the 90s, and that's why you had like the 90s remake of the Addams Family, and now you're getting that a little bit today with the new Beetlejuice coming out and the Addams Family, the Wednesday show based on the Addams Family on Netflix. So I know there's a lot going on, Monet. And so that's my vibe. I'm just trying to decorate and make home cozy. I barely have time to do laundry, and oh gosh, I need to do laundry. I just reminded myself I need to do laundry, but I barely had time to do laundry, do dishes, take care of things. So yeah, just trying to create that cozy, safe environment at home has been so essential. Hi, baby. You needed a hug? Did you need attention? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, he needed loving. So apple picking season is going to be done by the time we have the harvest picnic in November. It really ends in October. I think sometimes you could go apple picking, but it'll be mostly done. The leaves will be pretty much gone. I mean, some will still be lingering throughout November, but the peak is going to be a few weeks earlier. So I do want to keep it cute and fun. I'm reusing the same tablecloths I had last year, a Monet, and I have all my thrifted memory lane dishes. And I also picked up 2 of these. They're these harvest bingos I found at Home Goods. They are super cute. They come with 12 cards, so I got 2, so I have enough for 24 people to play. I'll probably have about 40 people from my family coming, so not all of them are going to want to play, but I thought 2 was perfect. But look how adorable it is. It has little foxes, pumpkins, pine cones, turkeys, acorns, little jams and corns, and it's just a perfect looking harvest bingo game. It was adorable. So a couple of those for the harvest picnic. And that's gonna be it. I'm gonna set up some lawn games and we're just gonna enjoy time together. That's why my cousins kept insisting. They're like, you have to have it. I'm not renting chairs this year. Everyone's gonna bring their own chair. I do have the tables left over from last year that I bought. I bought reusable tables. I just couldn't afford tables and chairs for that many people, and where would I keep like 40 chairs? So I'm not buying chairs until I actually own a house. But one day I will have chairs to be able to host my family. That's a goal. You wanna lay down with me? Does this look like a good spot? He's figuring out where he wants to lay down. You are the star of the show, Monet. And Madeline's quietly sleeping next to us. And yeah, no, that's my autumn plans. That's it. I'm just gonna get through work, survive, try to slow things down, cozy up home, maybe go apple picking, lots of nature walks, and the harvest picnic with my family. I'm also reading a lot of autumnal magazines. Oh, you know by now that I love magazines, and I thought I'd share some with you. And the one I've been obsessed with lately, super obsessed, is the Country Living collection. Country Living magazine, they have a US one. The British edition is so much better. It's such a great magazine. And they also come out with seasonal ones now. This is their fall issue, and then they have their monthly issues. So I can't wait to get the October one. I haven't seen it. I just finished reading my September issue. But I don't know, it's beautiful. The way it's designed, the photographs, a lot of home decorations in my kind of style, a lot of gardening, farming information, crafting, picnics. Look at this, under the trees. Create an inviting space in your garden for friends to gather and set the scene with easy makes using heady hops and rosy apples. A lot of the British lingo is really adorable too. But look at that. I'm planning a harvest picnic, and this is just fun inspiration. So I'm looking forward to reading this one. What do you think, Monet? This one's good? Yes. And then, of course, I have other favorites that I read a lot of. I have Victoria magazine. This one is all autumnal, and it's a lot of, I think it takes place in, yeah, Scotland. Journey through Scotland. And Victoria is just fun. There's a lot of stuff about tea. There's some crafting, home decor, travel, and it's just perfectly moody for October. Beautiful. So Victoria magazine, another fun one. Of course, New Englander, you gotta get Yankee. I don't buy this every issue of Yankee. I pretty much get their Christmas one and their autumn one, and then once in a while I'll get a summer issue. But they do come out with a new issue every month, and I pretty much only buy it maybe 2 to 3 times a year, depending on if the articles catch my attention. But their autumn ones always are full of beautiful local New England things to do this season, places to explore, photo inspiration, information on other activities. You see us? Yeah? And then another seasonal one I get that comes out 4 times a year is In Her Garden. What do you think, Monet? I love it because it's all about women's gardens, and it's different gardeners and their types of gardens, why they garden, their dreams, what they make with their garden, the parties they host, the crafts they make. And the photography is so, so beautiful. Ooh, look at this woman's greenhouse or shed. That's stunning. It's so stunning. And one day when I own a house, I'm gonna go all out with my gardening. But I mean, this is great inspiration for getting me going. And I know my garden's kind of dwindling now that autumn is here, but I've been getting so many tomatoes, and this is going to help me daydream all the way through autumn, through winter, and then planning for some spring, my garden for next year. Yes? You like it, Monet? Another one that comes out 4 times a year, and this one I do buy every issue, is the Bella Grace magazine. Ooh, they say, we believe an ordinary life can be extraordinary. There is beauty in imperfection, and that magic can be found in the everyday. And all the photographs, all the articles, all the lists, all the poems, the quotes are submitted from readers. So there's no staff writers or staff photographers. This magazine is all reader submissions, and it's just a lot of fun. There's really beautiful quotes and pages. Different themes based on the season, so it's very seasonal. 50 fictional characters we want to spend the day with, and people answered who they would spend the day with and why. And just, it's so pretty and inspirational, and people's photos, look at the pie. It's very autumnal, and if you're looking for just really great seasonal inspiration, this is the one. And then I was looking at a couple other magazines, including the American edition of Country Living, and then I wanted to check out some of the Halloween magazines. I'll be honest, I've never bought a Halloween magazine, like a Women's Day, Better Homes and Gardens, anything dedicated to Halloween. I haven't just bought it. It wasn't something I've ever bought before. It's not because I don't like Halloween. I love Halloween. It's just I read a lot of magazines already, and so I don't usually get the seasonal ones for recipes or crafting. I buy just my favorite magazines, and I get those ones when they come out with their seasonal editions. But they had this Halloween pack of Country Living, and I was gonna buy Country Living, and then I really liked the Women's Day. And then this pack has both of those and Good Housekeeping for one price that's low. So I was like, I could get 3 for what it would cost me to get like 2. And I was gonna get 2 of them anyway. I was gonna pick up the Women's Day, the Wicked Fun Ideas for Halloween, and their Country Living magazine. So let's open this. What do you think? You wanna help me open this? Yeah? Ooh, you like plastic. Yes, you do. Okay, so I don't know who's more excited right now, me or Monet. Monet loves the sound of crinkling paper or crinkling plastic. So you want this so bad. He does. He wants this so bad. So we're gonna open this. Ooh, I know. Well, we can't eat the plastic. It's not good for you. It's not good for you. Nope. I'm gonna put it over here. Sorry, babies. He's so disappointed. But yeah, oh. Okay, I'm gonna hide this because he found it over there. There we go. Just stick it behind the pillow so he doesn't eat it. But yeah, there's the Women's Day This one, I'd never read Women's Day magazine, but this one has all this really cute, spooky, very kind of vintagey Halloween. And as I said, I'm going for that 90s Halloween feel, that Halloween of my childhood. Being in New England, our town is adorable at Halloween. The whole town goes all out. Everyone decorates their house. There's all the trick-or-treaters in the town meadow, and they have the big scarecrow event. It's like a Hallmark movie. And I want to capture that feeling because I've been so stressed out. And so I think it'll really just help me have something to look forward to outside of the work day. No Monet. And then there's also the Good Housekeeping is in there. And this one is Get Cozy This Fall. It's kind of funny. This is definitely, it was a magazine made for stay-at-home moms and housewives back in the day. And it's still geared, I think, toward people like that today, and especially, I think, retired individuals as well. But so one of the articles is Men versus Mess, the truth. Do men really not see the mess? Oh, women, I feel so bad for you. We're getting there. But it had so many great other things in here. And again, this is not one I would have picked out by myself. It came with the pack of magazines. So it is kind of fun to read something a little different. So there's mocktails for seasonal home decorations. Let's see what else there's in here. Ooh, autumn tablescapes. So it sounds like this sounds like actually has a lot of fun recipes for fall. So I don't know, maybe I'll have to give this one a chance. But there's some Halloween how-tos. Ooh, how to make your own little mushroom lamps and stuff. Craft day. That's adorable. But this is the one I was really looking forward to, is the Country Living Happy Holidays. Again, I love the British edition of Country Living. I really do. And this one's very similar. They have a lot of similar articles. It's a lot smaller. And of course, it's all US stuff. So it's all like homes in the United States and including New England. I don't know, I think British decor is a little bit cuter, but at the same time, when they include New England, look at that house. Wow, see, that's my style. I really love the old New England homes. So it's adorable. And then, oh, they had this article that looks amazing on hosting like autumn picnics. And I thought it would give me some good ideas for maybe some simple recipes for appetizers and stuff. Oh, look at that little popcorn station for the harvest picnic. And I just love this one, all the cozy blankets on the chairs. So these are ideas for my future harvest picnics. I'm gonna have fun. So I'm gonna dive into these right now. Monet and I are gonna chill, and I'm gonna do some reading before I have to do some chores and grocery shopping. And yeah, happy fall. Monet. Before I do some reading, let me show you how I did the hutch for autumn. I didn't really do much with it, but I switched out a couple of things. Since it's the beginning of October, I feel confident decorating for Halloween now. I think I'm gonna take out one of those Halloween tablecloths, put it on the little table in here, and hang up that garland, and then cozy up for some reading with some cinnamon spice tea. So thank you so much for joining me, and yeah, I'll be back soon with more autumn in New England and hopefully less stressed work days, and then we'll slow it down together. So thank you for being here. perfect for the tea room. I like how it's just a neutral, the beige and the orange with a little bit of black, so it doesn't contrast too bad in the tea room. It's from Cupcakes and Cashmere. I found it at Home Goods, but I'm sure you can find it on their website as well. I'm definitely going to be using this one. It's a little bit, I think, more spooky and edgy. I think I'm going to use this one right at Halloween week, but this one's going to be perfect for the month of October, and yeah, it's cute. I got 2 sets of these 4 appetizer plates. Again, it made me think of the 90s, and I don't have any Halloween plates, and now I finally have some Halloween mugs, but I got 2 sets, and so there's some pink and blue ones. So now we could have a Halloween tea party. What do you think, Monet? The tea room is almost completely ready for Halloween now. I have that garland up. I gotta get my pillow out of the closet. I have a Halloween pillow and some autumnal little pillows I got last year. My pumpkin tea set is out. The linens are set, and I have these new plates too that I forgot to share, and they're from the same company that made the strawberry ones that I got. So now I have some Halloween little plates to do a Halloween themed tea party or book club. And yeah, I'm excited. We are ready for Halloween. And look, the plates have little Madelines on them. Yeah, they have your sister on them. Every couple of months I make a special trip to Trader Joe's. I live an hour away from every Trader Joe's in the state, so it's a bit of a hike for me for a normal, typical grocery shop. So I go here for special items, and I can't wait to show you what I make with them. It is chilly at night, so it is time for French toast casserole. I have my pumpkin casserole dish for this one. But yeah, I'm excited. I have this pumpkin brioche twist bread from Trader Joe's, and some of this maple streusel bread. I'm going to use a little bit of this, but mostly the pumpkin brioche. So for my French toast casserole, I've shared it before. I always use brioche bread or French brioche. It's my favorite for it. And then I crumble it up into little pieces. In a separate container, I mix some eggs, some milk, and of course cinnamon and sugar, and then I pour it on top, let it sit overnight, and then I bake it the next morning at 350 degrees for about 45 minutes. It's so good. I can't wait to try this with the pumpkin bread though. Wow, this pumpkin brioche smells so good. It's already pre-sliced. I was surprised. This would be great for French toast, but I'm going to use it in my French toast casserole, and then I'll probably end up saving some of these and doing French toast with it later on. For a French toast casserole this size, I'm using 3 eggs. I'm going to mix in some milk. But yeah, this one's actually filled maybe a little too high. Usually you want to do it like halfway, but I used up a lot of the maple bread. So I sprinkled in a little bit of sugar, not too much because there's plenty of sugar in this bread already, and some Trader Joe's pumpkin pie spice. Now it's time to pour this mixture on top. And I want this to have a little bit more moisture in it, so I am going to sprinkle a little bit more milk over the whole top of the mixture. Perfect. This is going to soak up overnight by the bread, and then let's see. Okay, it's all going to soak in. And then it'll sit overnight. I'm just going to sprinkle some spice on top. Monet is next to me while I have bacon and the French toast casserole to put in the oven. This year I've been really leaning into the comforts of home. I've been trying to define what home means to me, and as my first time renting an actual house, I'm starting to feel like I have roots for the first time. I know I don't own this place, but it does feel nice having a place to call home. For the longest time, I've been wanting to do something with the basement. It's quite ugly and basement-y. We've repainted the walls, gotten rid of a lot of cobwebs, and filled in some cracks. But you know, it is definitely better than the cellar I grew up with. I grew up in a 1928 little house, and the cellar was just dirt. It was dug out. So this is mostly finished and quite a difference. I added this mirror here, and it really brightens this little corner by the window, and the rest of it is, of course, no windows because it's underground. time to take out all the autumn and winter clothes. So I'm not gonna bore you with a whole video on this. I did that recently. But anytime I go through, I change out my clothes based on spring and summer and fall and winter. So I have 2 seasons in my closet at all times and then 2 stored. And every time I go into put things away, I sort and go through and declutter. And every time I take things out, I also declutter, because it's been a good 6 months or so since I looked at these. And so there might be things that I'm ready to part with that I wasn't when I put them away. We'll find out. You gonna help me sort, Monet? Yeah? Ooh, the cozy sweaters. I was looking for this the other day. Definitely time to take them out because the weather is getting chilly, especially in nighttime. So one of my favorite sweaters. So there were a couple items I wasn't ready to part with, but look at this. I have a whole donate pile already. That's great. Just saying this morning how chilly it's been getting, and then it feels like it's 80 degrees out. I'm in the garden. Matthew's mowing the lawn. He's gonna go by the lawnmower any moment. But I'm picking up all these tomatoes. I keep getting beautiful tomatoes growing. And yeah, I took out my autumn clothes this morning. And now here I am still wearing the last of the summer clothes that I left out and picking tomatoes. All right, I am not over this. I have all these tomatoes and yeah, I'm gonna be making tons of recipes, and I even have some strawberries coming back in. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna go bring these to my neighbor. Well, I'll divvy them up. I'll bring some inside and bring the rest to her. My little greenhouse took quite the beating in the summer storms. Matthew found this wonderful tape and we were able to repair all the ripped seams, which is wonderful. Hopefully we'll get a few more seasons, or many more seasons, out of this little greenhouse. What a day. I was cleaning today and then I was ready to relax, and so I wanted to throw in some laundry. I turned on the washer, went upstairs, was doing some dishes and folding laundry and stuff, and then all of a sudden I heard Matthew yelling because the washer, I guess the plumbing backed up into the downstairs bathtub and toilet, and it almost overflowed. It was all gunky and gross. And days like this make me thankful we rent and don't own. But yeah, it's a weekend, so the plumber won't be here till tomorrow in the afternoon. I'm just a little stressed out. I don't want to go back to work tomorrow, but okay, let me lay down in the grass. It's so nice out. So the good news though is that I have an interview in 2 weeks. I've been applying for jobs like crazy, and I finally heard back from one that I really want so bad. And honestly, I was losing hope. I was like, I'm not gonna get it. Haven't heard back. And then they said they were impressed by my resume, want to meet me and talk about ideas. It's for a children's services coordinator at a library. So I would be creating reading and art programs for kids like infant to age 12. And I'm so excited. It pays better than what I'm making now. Full benefits, including health insurance, where I don't have health insurance right now. So it'll just take a lot of stress off my plate. That's what I'm hoping for anyway. And the sun's going down earlier, so I'm gonna just lay out here in the grass and read and look at magazines and take in the slow moment while I can, because it is going to be a full week. Every October, my cousin hosts a pumpkin party. We carve pumpkins at his house. He grows all of these in the patch behind his barn, and we have a blast. I went the cute route instead of spooky. I made myself a pumpkin princess. Legs are hot.
Mark, get up. Get my legs.
Let's see. Oh, very nice. At the end of the day, we all display them. We usually vote on who has the best pumpkin. There were very many unique and creative choices this year. Pretty awesome one, Brett. Okay, so this is all very much unplanned, not aesthetic. I'm working from home today. My hair's still wet. I have no makeup on. Monet is meowing in the window, but it's a beautiful day. I'm on my lunch break. I had a work meeting, lots of work meetings, and then lots of project work today. And so I'm so grateful to be working from home so I could be on my lunch break. So I just gave Monet a treat, so he'll let me videotape. But yeah, no, I have a leftover rotisserie chicken, and so I want to make Matthew's favorite, one of his favorite soups, which is chicken noodle. I've never made it before. I'm not following recipe. I'm just kind of winging it and then going by taste. So yeah, totally unplanned video. I just figured I would share it because this is going to be simple, and I'm actually think it's going to be delicious. I'm looking forward to it. So I have, let me show you. So I've got leftover rotisserie. I'm having some of that for lunch actually, but this is my prized Dutch oven. My cousin Ginger gave it to me. I use it for everything. I love it. So I have 2 cups of, right now I have 2 cups in here of this organic chicken broth from Trader Joe's, and then I put 2 cups of water in there. I'm gonna dice up some baby carrots, some celery, a sweet onion, and then I'm gonna put in some rotisserie chicken, and then for the noodles, I'm just gonna use this macaroni. I think this one would be a really good one actually, for like a chicken noodle. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll probably add a little bit of salt and pepper. I'm gonna let the stuff kind of simmer in here for a while, but yeah, here we go. So I'm aware how ridiculous this looks, but you guys are the only ones that are gonna see me. When I chop onions, I have a really bad like crying reaction. My eyes hurt so bad. So I wear swim goggles and my eyes are safe. So I'm gonna cut up some onions. That's my secret. It looks like there's a lot of onions. I only used half. It's because they're all floating to the top and all the carrots are floating to the bottom. But once those are cooked in a bit, they're gonna start sinking a little bit more. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of carrots, or I do like carrots, sorry, onions. I'm not a big fan of onions, but I do like them cooked, so they're nice in a soup. And I don't know if chicken noodle really requires onion. You could probably skip it. I just thought it would add a nice little flavor to it, and of course some health benefits. So I'm just gonna let this simmer. I brought it to a boil, and now I'm just letting it simmer for a while. I'm going to finish my lunch break. Oh, there's my lunch now in the microwave. And yeah, I'm gonna add the noodles and the chicken later on this afternoon. I just finished the workday. Wow, it was a doozy. I'm exhausted, but my soup's been simmering. I'm gonna add the chicken in. Then I'm gonna hopefully get some photo editing done. But yeah, I'm going to add in the chicken and the noodles. Let's come see what I'm doing. So here's some white meat. I have more chicken to grab. I'm gonna get some of the darker meat. Put that in here and then save the wings and some other pieces for a meal for later. And then I have macaroni I'm adding in. But here's how it's looking. Let's see. It smells really good. So here we have it. I just put the chicken in and the noodles. The noodles are not cooked yet. They're just starting, and I added a little bit more salt and pepper to taste. So far it tastes actually really good. I just have to simmer it for a little bit longer, let those flavors simmer together, and of course bring in some, have those noodles nice and cooked. But it tastes really good, and this is a really hearty, you know, pretty full, like each bite is gonna have plenty of veggies and some chicken, plenty of chicken. Matt is gonna like this one. I also wanted to show you a couple things. I bought these back in the spring actually. They're silicone freezer molds for soups and chilies and sauces. I love making chili. I'm gonna buy some red ones because I don't want to stain these. If you ever made anything with chili or tomato sauce or tomato soup, you know, it stains everything like an orangey red color and you can never get it out. So I'm gonna buy some red ones for that. These are gonna be great for my soups. This is like a perfect large bowl size, and then these ones are in 4s. But what's so great about these is that not only are they freezer safe, and they're actually really sturdy here, this part pops out. So once you have your soup frozen like an ice cube, you could pop them right out when you take them out of the freezer. And so yeah, I'm really excited. I haven't really learned how to can yet, but I'm feeling really good that I'm learning more recipes, cooking food from my own garden, you know, with all the tomatoes and everything I've been gathering and the herbs. So yeah, I have that tomato soup I want to make with all those tomatoes, some sauces, so I better order those red ones soon. And then tonight I'm gonna save some of my leftover chicken noodle soup in here for Matthew and I for dinner one night. The very end of summer, we went to Lake Compounce, the oldest amusement park still open in the United States, and it was Matthew's first time visiting, and he loved it so much that we ended up getting season passes, which they gave us some free passes to their spooky fright nights at Lake Compounce. This family event is very geared towards small children and families, so it's not too scary. There are some of the haunted houses that are very scary, of course. They now set up multiple haunted houses. Look at the line for this one all over the park. There used to be a giant haunted house called the Haunted Graveyard, and it took like 40 minutes to go through, and part of it went through the woods. But they stopped doing that, I think because the lines were just so long that they thought it was better to set up multiple haunted houses throughout the park. The Alice in Wonderland 3D haunted house was the absolute best of them all. I had so much fun, and then we went on the carousel before calling it a night. With all the music, games, rides, and the spooky atmosphere, it feels like a real Halloween town if you grew up with the Halloween Town movies. I cannot believe it's the end of October. It's really cold this evening, just before sunset, but I still have so many tomatoes coming in. I have a feeling it might get really cold tonight, so I'm going to pick all the ones that are ripe and ready. Look at all these, oh my gosh. And these ones are falling over really bad, but there's just so many tomatoes. My first attempt at an acorn squash. It's pretty little, but it's something. Alright, so I just looked at the weather. It's going to be between 32 and 34 degrees Fahrenheit tonight, so just about freezing, which means I think I actually am going to pick some more of these red, well, orangey tomatoes that need a little bit more time to grow, but they could ripen in the house, you know? And let's see. The ones that are still way too green, I'm gonna keep on the vine, and we'll see what happens. I really hope that a lot of them will continue to ripen before it really freezes. It looks like it's not going to get too cold the rest of the week. So I could still get another week, maybe 2, out of my growing season with all these tomatoes that I'm having. Oh man, that's so wild. I can't believe I'm getting so many tomatoes. Thank you so much for spending time with me at Hilltop Cottage. I hope that you will visit again very soon.